Hi everybody, welcome into this week's edition of the Coach O Show. My name is Ryan Beckman, along with Wildcat head football coach Chris Ostrowski. Coming up on this week's show, we take a look back at the Wildcats' trip to Detroit in their game against Wayne State. We'll talk with senior running back Terrence Die and look ahead to a great matchup Saturday with the 8th-ranked Ashland Eagles coming to town. And Coach, first of all, as we take a look back at the trip to Detroit, let's talk about the fan support first of all, because that was outstanding on Saturday. Look across, I'm sure we'll see it when we look at the highlights a little bit later, but to see the Wildcat sideline and all the fans there.
The following was awesome.
Yeah.
There was so much passion coming from the crowd, and it was. I mean, we had more of a fan base than they did. I don't think there's any question, and it felt like playoff football. And to see our program growing the way it is, and then seeing the support that it has, and as many people excited to see the product, if you will, and it was electric. It was a great atmosphere, and it was really great to see that on the road.
Absolutely. Now, for the game itself, heartbreaker 34-31 loss to Wayne State. Your thoughts on the game, your team's performance on Saturday?
Yeah, you know, I think we played hard. First off, I thought we put ourselves in a position to win the game, and probably didn't make a play on offense late. And then consequently a play on defense late. Those two plays probably cost us the ball game, and turned the ball over in a critical moment with our special teams there in the fourth quarter. And you know, it's one of those deals where you keep learning and you keep growing in regards to the process. But it's one that certainly stung for sure.
Sure.
And our players have just, you know, they take it on the chin and then they rally, and then they take it on the chin and then they rally, and that's what this program's all about. There's not a whole lot of blame. There's not a whole lot of pointing fingers. It's Coach, you okay? Coach, we got it. Coach, we're good. And it fills you. It really does.
Yeah, and that was kind of the impression I got even after the game, talking with some of the players. They were ready to turn the page and ready to go, and talking with someone said, hey, can't let Wayne State beat you twice, as you like to say, Coach.
Yeah, you know, we talk about the same things kind of over and over, and you can't let them beat you twice, and you can't celebrate the win for longer than 24 hours. And we went to practice on Sunday, and we've moved forward at a phenomenal day today, and probably as good a practice as we've had all year, dialed in and ready to move on.
What are some of the strengths, real quick, that you saw from the game on Saturday?
You know, I think that from an offensive perspective, obviously our capability to make big plays we've had a bunch of touchdowns that were down the field type things. From a defensive perspective, I thought we were really physical, and we were banging around and trying to match their physicality, and you know, I thought we really played hard on the road.
All right, we'll take a break here on the Coach O Show. Senior running back Terrence Die joins us next.
The Coach O Show is sponsored by
Welcome back to the Coach O Show. Our guest this week, senior running back for the Wildcats, Terrence Die. And Terrence, nice to have you on the program. And well, let's first talk about you're from Grand Blanc. A number of players on this team from Grand Blanc. How much has that kind of helped you as you got here and kind of made it a little bit more familiar for you?
Well, like you said, it definitely helped. Being from Grand Blanc, having all the teammates I used to play with come to Northern and play. Like, I just feel like it made our bond that much more stronger, and then it just carried from throughout the team. So,
how many guys on the roster were you teammates with in high school?
JT McElroy, Lester Liston, Marcus Tucker, some past teammates as well. But
so a good number of good number of guys.
Well,
what went into your decision? What made you want to come here to Northern Michigan?
Just in the atmosphere. When I was getting recruited, I believe Coach Ballard recruited me, and I got recruited as an athlete, and they just ever since then, you feel me, they gave me the opportunity on whether I wanted to play offense or defense, and reached out, and he's helped me a lot.
What led you to want to play offense then versus defense?
Well, okay, so let's see. Just just that feeling, that feeling of having the ball in your hands and being able to make a play, other than just hitting. You feel me?
Sure. Well, talk about this season. You came in, missed the first couple of games, but since have really contributed well to the Wildcats. What have you seen from this team this year here in 2015?
Just the leadership. The leadership. We've grown compared to years before. This team is just, man, we just have so many good players, and the bonds is there, like I said. And I know that if I give 100%, 10% effort, like my teammates are going to do the same. And just all around, it's a good team.
When I talk with a number of guys, they always talk about the chemistry of this football team and being very strong from that aspect. What has really gone into building the chemistry on this team and has really led to such a strong bond for this football team?
I would definitely say the time we spend with each other. I mean, being a student athlete, you constantly watching film, you constantly doing workouts, morning lift, practice, just treatment. So you always around each other to kind of develop what type of person one is, and after that, you feel me? Like, yo, we just connect. Mm-hmm. It's just when you become a team, that's just how it go.
Well, Terrence, we appreciate your time on the show tonight. Best of luck the rest of the season, and thanks for coming on.
Appreciate it.
All right, that's the senior running back Terrence Die joining us here on the Coach O Show. We'll take a break. Video highlights when we return. Welcome back to the Coach O Show. Time now to take a look at the highlights from the Wildcats matchup against the Wayne State Warriors. And Coach, lots of highlights, 4 touchdowns in the game, a number of plays going over 30 yards in the game. Lots of things to choose from this week for highlights.
Yeah, no question. Great answer. But before we get going here, I've got a question for you.
Okay.
Who's going to win, Mets or Cubs?
Going with the Mets.
You're going with the Mets?
I'm going with the Mets. You too?
The Mets, that's right. You got to
there we go.
The Mets song. That's great. Coach Elder's going to get mad with the Mets. All right, here we go.
There we go.
So let's get rolling here with what everybody wants to see. Okay, again, this is our first drive of the game. Just good job executing and trying to create some space. And for us, it's about getting guys the ball in the perimeter. And Marcus does a great job. Shea does a great job getting out of his hand. And again, it's about the whole package. It's about our offensive line doing a great job and us executing the pass, catching the ball, and then getting upfield. And that's a special player up the sideline, and a great touchdown for us, and a heck of a way to start the football game.
Yeah, no question about it. Marcus Tucker finding his way back into the end zone for sure.
Absolutely. And again, Kyle Stuke tells me I say this is a teaching tool all the time, so we're not going to say that anymore. But again, just a view of behind for our interior players.
Marcus Tucker with that touchdown, 5 touchdown receptions on the season. Just a guy that just has a knack for getting to the end zone.
Yeah, there's no question. He's having a big senior season, and we got a lot of season left. I mean, we're looking at 4 more football games, and he's having a heck of a senior campaign for sure. On the goal line here after a big throw, and put us on the 1-yard line, and it's not normal we're under center, right?
Right.
I think it's a great part of who we are, and being as multiple as we can. And this is a young man that I'm really proud of, Eddie Christian. He's a redshirt freshman out of Chicago, and he's from Maywood, Chicago, the inner city Chicago, and just a phenomenal kid, really great kid to be around. And Montini High School product, and he's going to have a great career here, and just a really good boy. So it's good to see him get in the end zone. Yeah,
and he does a little bit of everything for you guys there out of that that hybrid H-back position.
He's that hybrid H, and absolutely. Yeah, I said, Eddie, what are we falling down for? There's no one there tackling you. Keep running, my God.
But he did find the end zone.
He found the end zone, that's for sure. As we get going here, we talk about these plays that they come, and again, you got to have the ability to stay in the pocket, understand pocket awareness, and I thought our offensive line did a good job of protecting. Shea gets flushed a little bit, stays being a passer, and then another redshirt sophomore is going to have such a great career and is growing so much as a man, and excited to continue to see him grow, and he's going to be a heck of a football player because he's just scratching the surface as good as he's going to be. Keandre Craig, big touchdown for us, big moment.
I thought one of the keys on this play was Shea Brown, his awareness, know where that line of scrimmage was when he released that football.
Yeah, no question. I think he continues to get better and better, and stays a passer, steps up in the pocket, makes a good football throw, and touchdown Cats.
Yeah, and 3 touchdown passes for Shea on the game. I think it's 4 this season now with 3 touchdown passes.
Keeps rolling, and it's becoming commonplace for us in our pass game. This is a great deal here. We get going, and we feel we got a pretty good matchup, and they kind of rotate everyone over. As you can see, they have 4 defenders over the trips. Clearly a single side receiver throw. That backside shoulder's tough to defend. Such a strong arm kid in Paris Woods who just continues to get better and better. Who's a junior for us, will be a senior, obviously, and his growth has been extraordinary from the spring to now. Good throw, heck of a football catch, and Wildcat touchdown. Yeah,
Paris Woods, 4 touchdown receptions over the last 3 weeks, and a guy that really has become a mainstay or a staple of this offense this season.
There's no question he keeps getting better. Yeah, absolutely.
What, real quick here in 30 seconds, the strengths you saw from the offense?
30 seconds?
Yeah,
right?
30 seconds.
30 seconds, 30 seconds. Again, the ability to make a big play, and I think that's critical. You got to be able to do both, and making big plays is huge for us.
All right, we'll take a break here on the Coach O Show. When we come back, we'll take a look at the defensive highlights. That's when we return.
The Coach O Show is sponsored by
Back here on the Coach O Show, time now to take a look at the defensive highlights from the Wildcats' trip down to Detroit to take on the Wayne State Warriors, and some impressive highlights for the defense on Saturday.
Yeah, I think Wayne State brings a certain level of physicality and size to the game, and I thought our defense did a heck of a job of standing up and making some really big plays in moments, and these are a few of them. You talk about, you asked me, I was with the radio show or the Coach O Show last week about, what is it that is that Wildcat way, those kind of guys. And I think we talked about Austin Young, and we talked about Marcus Tucker on the offense. And on the defense, you look at a guy like Jerry Buxton and Dante Holmes. They're just always accountable. They work as hard as they possibly can every single day. And I think it's a tremendous deal when you know for a fact these guys got your back. And they're gonna give as much as they can. And this is a great example of Jerry there being relentless, and Dante comes off the top edge, and he's holding on, and then here comes Jerry with the motor that's always going, and it's just I'll meet you at the quarterback kind of thing.
Sure.
And, it's special when you've got guys that are playing and committed to the scheme and are playing that hard, that are that got that kind of talent base, really good football play. And you got a bunch of hats by the ball. You got Jerry Buxton, you got LJ Liston right there, and a host of other guys, like Keyshawn Walker coming into place, and Julian Hornback is there, and pretty good.
Real good.
We get ourselves a switch here in terms of field, so we Riverside it and flip it, and it's almost a carbon copy of the play, where guys are just getting after it. Again, Dante, Jerry up here in the bottom, just a great job using his hands, and Coach Perella does a great job coaching those guys and getting them ready to play. And again, meet you the quarterback, same deal, right?
Same two again.
Same two again. I thought that was pretty cool to see just how hard those guys play and how committed they are to being successful. 2 really good football plays for us. As we go, Logan McComb, who's a California kid who transferred from the University of San Diego, and just doing a heck of a job for us. As we get moving forward here, this was a heck of a football play. Chris Washington, who's our corner here in the boundary, South Florida product, and just does a heck of a job of understanding, keeping contained, keeping outside contained, and then fundamentally you want to bite the football. You want to put your pads down. You want to keep your helmet up. You want to wrap, of course, but you want to put your helmet on the ball with your head up, which is fundamentally correct. And Chris does a heck of a job putting his helmet on the football, and then again Jerry Buxton, and then again Jerry Buxton, right? You talk the talk, or you actually playing, and he's just always by the ball. He's always by the ball. He's always there, and that was a huge turnover for us. And I believe we scored 2 plays later off the sudden change. So I thought the offense complemented the defense, and the defense complemented the offense. At times on Saturday, which is tremendous growth in a program. When you start to do those things, good things happen.
We got to see Jerry Buxton in all 3 highlights, and he's a guy that at least one of the defensive highlights every week seems to make it in with his plays and tenacity in their defense.
He's a heck of a football player, and the kid you see playing on the field is not even remotely close to how good of a kid he is. I mean, he's just a first-class kid. He's a Gladstone native, and he's a Wildcat now, and he's having a great career, and he's a junior, so he's still got some time to go, and he'll continue to grow and get big and strong. So I'm happy for Jerry.
When you look at this team, what's one of the things that the upperclassmen have really done a good job of teaching the younger guys about?
I think we talk about it all the time. The Wildcat way. We clearly have a way about we do things, how we take care of each other, the things that we deem as unacceptable and acceptable, and they've done a great job expediting the process and kind of steering the young guys. And to the freshman classes, credit, man, they've been awesome. We haven't had much of an issue of any kind at all to speak of in regard to those young guys, so it's been cool. All
right, Coach, we appreciate it.
Thank you, Ryan.
All right, we'll take a break here on the Coach O Show. When we come back, we'll hit the final segment, look ahead to the Wildcats matchup with the Ashland Eagles at the Superior Dome on Saturday. That's when we return. Well, we head to the final segment tonight here on the Coach O Show as we look ahead to the Wildcats matchup with the Ashland Eagles on Saturday at the Superior Dome. And Wildcats 4-0 at home this season. Got a great football team in Ashland coming in, Coach. Number 8 team in the nation, 7-0 on the year. A good barometer, as you like to say, for this football team to see where they are.
There's no question. Heck of a football team. But, I think it's more about us. I mean, I think we're a heck of a football team.
Sure.
And we're going to be ready to go. And we're excited, and we're looking forward to playing the game.
Yeah, talking, as I mentioned in the opening segment, talking with the players, they're fired up for this matchup against another top 25 team.
I don't think there's any question. And I think we've created a little bit of a standard here at home, and we want to protect that standard. And it's a heck of a football team. They're loaded in regards to how they do things and the talent they have on the field. And at the same time, I think we're a pretty good football team too.
Yeah, definitely. That is for sure. Well, let's talk a bit more about Ashland, specifically on the defensive side.
We have to talk about Ashland?
A little bit, yeah, just a little bit here. 18 sacks from their defense. What concerns you about their defense this year?
Their D line is they're pretty talented. I mean, they play with great motor. They've got really good size. They're strong. They understand how to play with leverage. They're physical. They do things that really good defenses do, and there's no question about that.
How about offensively for the Ashland Eagles? They have last year's GLIAC Freshman of the Year and Travis Tarnowski at quarterback, putting about 500 yards of offense per game.
Yeah, heck of a manager of the game is what the young man is. He manages the game. He doesn't put him in bad spots. He doesn't make mistakes. They're going to run the football, and they're going to pound it, and they're going to do those things, and then try to go play action pass and boot and those kind of conventional type things. But at the same time, he's just a heck of a manager of how they want to attack the game.
How about real quick, a couple of keys for the Wildcats on Saturday?
I think the critical component is they like to slow the game down and kind of play it with 20 personnel and 22 personnel and those kind of things. We can't get wrapped up in a time possession game. We got to play our game, our style, and like always, protect the football and tackle, score touchdowns in the red zone.
All right, Coach, appreciate it. That's going to wrap it up for this week's edition of the Coach O Show. Join us next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. So long.
The Coach O Show is sponsored by